Apparently I had a claw in murdering their darling divine-in-waiting Alexander.
The Meister wrenches the bandage, pulling the fabric tight against her wound. She winces before...
Never mind that. That I was here the entire time. Apparently my cunning transcends time, space, and common sense.
Meister Siva freezes, her eyes locked.
Why on earth? Not that I was sorry to hear about his death. I doubt my grin helped matters during the interrogation. Enthusiasm? On a weekday? My word. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen, Godwoken, but come, Godwoken. It is fortunately the Magister...
Boring. Rubbish.
It really is quite simple. The combination to the vault is 15R, 34L, 23R, 35R, 9R, 16L, 33L, 45R, 51L, 1L. Try to get it right. I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Your talent for following signals. Push the button.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination.
Excellent. Follow me.
Ancient runes, weird contraptions. This place is an arcanist's dream.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? You would trade every soul in Rivellon for the sake of knowledge. You would make a No. Becoming the divine means taking on the power of all the gods and the response. The divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the divine cannot use his power for anything else. Very well, then. Let's see if we... The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction of... Ignore any feelings of dizziness, itchy bones, or a dire sense of excess. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Sauce in the glowing fountain.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Quite. Mind you, being torn asunder by a void...
The Meister points sharply to the ingredients cupboard.
Once, although not by a god woken.
She waves a bandaged...
A headstrong and thoughtless girl, but the experience from observing her, I gather that the ritual involves inhaling the smoke, a lot of screaming, and a rather sudden death. Well, certainly. It is not my place to police the stupid. I have to admit I was curious. Imagine if it had been a success. Alas, success was beyond her reach. Quite fascinating to watch, though. I've never seen a body burn from the inside out before. And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare and...
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients thrown together. After a quick rummage, you spot the black root. You gather up the black root, obsidian lance, and ancient...
Boring.
You were a genius maze builder. You stride past the chained sorcerers and climb onto the caravan. He offers only a bleary-eyed stare of disinterest. After all, don't they... Collared by magisters in the far north, you were forced marched to this foreign land.
Are you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard.
Lucky find. Lucky find. Good find.
Are you simple? Perform the ritual.
As the smoke swirls about your skull, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded.
This is the deepest recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
Bathed in the half-light of this eerie, starless landscape, you spot a figure. It looks haggard and weak. Its voice...
Thane! My child. Come. Come closer. Let us be revealed. No beast. No monster. Merely an illusion.
The apparition clasps your face in shaking, skeletal hands, and you feel it.
Time to open the eyes you lost. Speak the spell. And see.
Gone is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you step...
You know me now, don't you, Thane? Your sister. Your guardian. Your kindred soul was my last refuge. My last bastion.
Amadia stretches out and nourishes herself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. That is better. That is so much better. Truly. Dying does not become a god. The forces of the king are hunting us down, leeching us in. We are battling for our very survival, and I doubt you would have us lose, Thane. Should we perish, we will be cast into oblivion, and I dare not dream what he will do to you. in a manner of speaking. But let that be a motive. You must realize, dear one, that our fates are now as united. We are a force to be reckoned with. But if we are to survive and once you are strong enough, we must travel to the Well of Ascension. There, you will become even more powerful. It is a lake, a pool of pure source. We gave those powers up freely to create but you, Fane, you could be so much more. And that is why you must be the first to reach it, no matter what the cost. You are no mere mortal. The void has never been this strong. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the well. Even all those powers will barely be enough to defeat the king. It is simplicity itself. They will bow to you. Of course, the others are saying the same to their mortal god, but there can be so make no mistake, dear Fane. The road to divinity may well mean that, but do not let that dismay you. You will save these mortals. You will save this world. You will save me, the last of your true kin. And you will become a god. They will be at your mercy. So fret not, but revel in the promise of our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source as you once did, and wield its most powerful spells.
Laughter rolled.
Oh, dear child. We are I now. I shall teach you the spells you need to remember soon, but not before you relearn how to channel the soul. They may be nothing but mortals, but like all mortals, they have their uses. Once you have, return to me here. Alas, I am no longer who I once was, bound to you as I've become. I will teach you what I can. You had forgotten how to view the world, my child. Source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time. Your vision has been restored, giving you the— Speak the spell during your peril. Good luck, dear Fane. Go now, my darling.
The Meister stares intently at you.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your...
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hold...
You can't channel enough Source? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? Indeed not. And ever more difficult when you've been purged. I was a master of Source. The river of my Source has been damned. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only Source Masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turn in sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Were the circumstances any different? However, it is the path we walk. No. No.
The Meister doubles over in a violent...
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. And you do not seem to be paying attention. Sorcerers, evil, controlling your source, saving Rivellon. Your focus, your only focus, must be on finding these masters. On finding the secrets to divinity. Nothing else matters. The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invaluable resource. But do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time. And I promise you the gallows was the most comfortable part of the experience. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just keep your eye sockets peeled. There may still...
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration and starts to bind the gash.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
The squirrel seems to be flicking through various scraps of paper.
Lucky find.
The Meister sits slumped in her chair.
What news? Can you channel enough source? Are you powerful enough to proceed? Of course, my supply. You can find more in the cloister woods to the northwest of Driftwood. Hardly a charming place, but it grows nowhere else. Then why, pray tell, are you...
Along the large helping of ham.
Mate, but what a scat. Have at. Got yourself situated.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Yep.
Hello, mister.
The little boy looks at you.
You be careful. My daddy's a magister. No, he's not. His daddy's a fisherman like most daddies around here. We were waiting for our friend. He went for a swim. He went swimming all the way to Fort Happy. Fort Joy? That's what I said. Fort Joy. He's gonna find his mum and bring her back. Cool. How did you... Mister, have you seen our friend Joe?
Tell them the truth about Joe. They have to grow up sometime.
The truth hurts, but they'll get...
Telling them can't do any good at all. They don't need to know.
The horror grows on their little faces.
No, that's a horrible thing to say. I bet it wasn't Joe.
She bursts into tears, then looks from you to her and back again, then starts crying too. After a moment,
You're cold. So where's Joe? It's okay to say you don't think we should go home. Come on, Ben. Bye-bye, mister.
They skip away, still...
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get. Well met, friend.
You look down at the cart and see fish with flaking scales, tumours and, in one case, 3 heads.
It's free to look. Just don't touch nothing unless you clear travels, friend.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
What word do you bring? What?
His body stiffens, as if enduring a harsh wind.
The Voidwoken come. Go on then, but I beg you, find Raymond, the White Magister. He'll want to know what you've seen. And hurry, he's due to sail it.
He shivers and nods his head in the direction of...
As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? You ever think about running off, like Barmby and Sam?
Hell no. You know what Raymond would do if he caught us?
Yeah. Guess you're right.
Of course I'm right. Stick with me, kid. I won't steer you wrong.
Halt!
His body...
The void... Go on then, and hurry.
He shivers and not...
As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? Them sorcerers from the caravan?
They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no Voidwoken. Speak. Driftwood is mostly the same as every other fishing town. It's got the same aroma and the same herds of unwashed dwarves. The Void, though, it's closing in. Voidwoken roam the land and pollute the sea. The...
Doubled over in agony, the shivering Magister spirit mumbles to himself, tightly clutching 3 golden stalks. Noting the attention, he straightens, revealing insignia spelling Kinnet, and a jagged wound spilling his innards upon the ground. He reaches a ghostly hand into your chest and you become Kinnet. His warmth, comfort. You are Kinnet, playing cards with your mates in a cozy barracks. It's a one-man job, a job no man wants. Your sly-eyed troop leader holds out straws to you and the others. Who will... You feel the short straw and hear them shout, Kinnet! You know what that means. A lonely massacre. Your lantern reveals ravaged corpses in every direction. Inhaling sharply, you smell a thick black stench you remember secondhand from the few Voidwoken corpses your troops have found. As you approach a dark thicket, the stench grows stronger. In a flash of void and blood, staggering back from Kinnet's deathly grasp, only your own blood now pumps through your heart. With your living eyes, you see him trembling in front of you, desperately holding out 3 straws. As you pluck the short straw from his hands, Kinnet weeps with relief. His wound disappears. He looks around, then looks at you, and then...
Do not doubt. Our divine order will prevail.
The spirits of a Magister and a dwarf are locked in ethereal combat. Their vicious blows make no impact, yet...
Sorcerer! You must hate the Reds as much as I do, eh? Rightly so. Reds had sorcerers locked up tight in that caravan. And you know where they were sending them. You look like you've been there yourself.
The Magister lunges for the dwarf.
Anna, you saw it with your own eyes. You know sorcerer's law, Voidwoken, and you know we'd all still be alive if you hadn't attacked our caravan. Before it all, Voidwoken stole the sorcerers along the cliffs, headed for Seven knows where.
Not to flip your flops or nothing, but 'tis more that my boss Lohar is against Magisters.
The Magisters...
Lohar, I should have known. Sorcerer, if you want to stay alive around these parts, you'll stay far, far away from that walking vermin. Though, on the other hand, maybe you should go stand near him. Maybe the Voidwoken could take...
The dwarf eyes you steadily and silently. The Magister shrugs.
Well, if I knew that, we'd have taken him out long ago. All I can say is, he's somewhere in Driftwood, and everything he touches turns into annihilation. You dare strike me?
Oblivious to your presence, the two spirits... The Magister turns to you. Interest... Oblivious to your... The dwarf turns to you. A quizzical look in his bright eyes. The dwarf eyes you steadily and... The Magister...
Well, if I knew that, we'd have taken...
Not to flip...
The Magister's...
Lohar.
History will remember you Reds with more venom than even the Black Ring.
History?
The bull lazily chews non-existent card.
Well, guess I should have seen that coming. Dying, of course. As soon as they set me pulling that there wagon, I should have known this was how things was going to end. Of course, I can see the future. Well, that's nice of you. It's not so bad so far. You sure you want to know? Alright.
The bull shakes itself.
You're gonna die. Let me think about that now. Suit, maybe.
The bull shrugs.
Here. I don't suppose you could do me a favour and unhitch this here harness so as I can make my way to the Field of Echoes.
The bull nods its...
I knew you'd say...
You dare strike me? Step back at once.
History will remember you Reds with more venom than even the Black Ring.
History? History is written by victors. Do not doubt, our divine order will prevail.
I'll show you.
Lohar's boys are no match for Magisters. Take that!
Penny for a sick dog? A glance at the dog's miserable face tells you it's sick, all right.
What am I, dog's doctor? Dog's sick. Paddy for a penny, you can sing him a love song and call him thank ye kindly. Much obliged. Could I...
The dog lies there.
What are you looking at? I'm sick here. Get lost. Got a pain in the neck. got a bad pain in the neck.
It flinches. A low, threatening growl built under the collar. You find the sharpened points of metal rivets, gouging the poor dog's skin. The dog bares its teeth at you and growls. The dog gives you a long, hard stare. The dog goes to bite your hand.
Hey, I feel okay. Thanks, man. Think I'll wander off now. Here, before I go, what can I do to show my gratitude? Master did.
You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Huh? Wait a minute. Master hurted me? Excuse me a minute.
He turns to...
You bad man!
How you holding up?
Penny for a grieving beggar whose dog ran away. God damn it. How's my livelihood? Penny for a grieving beggar? I reckon I'm owed it here. No. You wouldn't do that, would you? Oh, yes. You would do that, wouldn't you? I couldn't prevail upon you to change your mind, could I?
You're safe among
He gives you a cruel look, then rummages in his pocket.
That's your luck.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, Ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, we dwarves had a kingdom, and we will have it back. I won't always be sweeping, I'll be riding horseback. We dwarves...
Hope you ain't looking for work in this dying town. Besides, you ain't got the look of a fisher about you, I'll tell you that much.
That's it. The barrels and the chests. On the double.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. I'm glad to see you well. Anything more?
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, Ton, who will?
Until later, then.
There's not a code for the junkie cell.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
You're safe among friends.
Don't let up now. Keep hauling that cargo. Go on, you mute sacks of flesh. Put your back. The Lord Dread awaits. It sails.
The Magister stops, barking orders. He sniffs the air like a predator, turns to face you, the wolf eyeing the deer.
Oh, but yours is not a stink like the one that surrounds us. Tell me, have you ever been strung up by the hands? Your body swinging like a bell's clapper as your bones are being broken with cast iron rods? Ah, you've met with what's left of...
He licks his lips.
See, I'd like to string you up too. Rack you with rods and leave you dangling over a puddle of your own blood and piss. In that case, I'm very good at what I do. There was a whiff of something in the air when you approached. Best convince me I was mistaken.
He leans in closer.
Interesting. So I was mistaken. Must have been ambition I smelt on you, not the man. Very well. In that case, we'll forego the gallows and turn straight. Seems peaceful here, doesn't it? But they do. Consider for a moment the dwarf. What is he? A mule? A beast of burden? But some I've need of a rat catcher. Of course. I must depart post-haste. But Julian here will stay...
Stay behind? But...
Like I said. And with that, I must be off. No hard feelings about the death threats, of course. How about we part shaking hands instead of stringing them up?
There's a moment of fleeting suspicion as his glove closes around the bones of your hand, but only a moment.
One last thing. The Magisters here are diligent men and women. A stranger like you may run into... Should this happen, just wave this piece of parchment in their eager little faces. Adieu and good luck. The Lord Dread awaits. The time has come, my stitched-lit lovelies. We set sail. Get on board and man your stations.
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his...
You, the so-called friend of Dallas. I'd be whining and dining aboard the Lord...
Yes, I am very much aware.
Now answer me. Did you meet with the Magister caravan on your way into town? By the Bishop's bones, you saw it. Now, out with it, man. What happened? Voidwaken. That means Source was used. Which means some third party must have attacked first. And I've a fair idea. Raymond, that old goat, always suspected there's more to the Driftwood Dwarves than meets the eye. Too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister ship sink. Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you... They've always been snakes in the grass. Cheap labour, sure. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a... There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation...
It may be interesting to have a word with him. Find out what he's up to.
It's wild territory. Remote and hostile. Or should you find any such place, and better yet, proof that Lohar is working on behalf of Queen Just... In that case, go...
In short, travel west and search...
Should any such place exist, can't grab it. Here I still am, and here you still are. Adrift in bloody driftwood.
Not called for the junk you sell, then.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
You look strange. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. You look... Smells worse over here.
Food prices, eh?
Dropped in a vat of
I think
vinegar.
that lunatic Siva is loose again.
Come over. Not like you're buying anything.
An elf in tattered red robes.
So many suspects. So many potential culprits. I need to...
A floorboard creaks beneath your foot.
What are you doing, elf? Trying to get a drop on me? Sneak up and slit my throat? Ah, all right then. Now leave me be, elf. My Magister comrades are missing, and I'm gonna find them. 3 Magisters vanished so far, all within Driftwood. My comrades believe some tinkerer named Higba is behind it all, but they're wrong. He might be a greedy little junk peddler and a sorcerer to boot, but hardly capable of seizing Magisters. They won't listen to me. Not anymore. I was removed from their ranks due to my elven blood. I'll continue to serve, though. If they won't heed my advice, I'll still do what I can. This tavern is key. Of that much, I'm sure. It would be far too easy for the culprit to hide in such a place. If you see anything suspicious, let me know. You do that. Who would do this? They were right about me. I'm just another useless elf. Might as well have rotted in the death fog. What's even?
Eat or drink or...
He fixes you with a stare. Then a smile creases his face.
Greetings, stranger. Looking to ease the pain of a decaying world? You're in the right place. Beers are ordered at the bar, but can I interest you in a nourishing bowl of stew?
He purses his lips. His fingers drum a pattern on his elbow as he assesses you. A lascivious smile spreads.
Let me ask you this. Across the world, who is renowned above all others for their exquisite love-making abilities? My friend, the very best lovers are, whisper it, lizards. And for a barely significant sum of gold, I can introduce... The price, I'm afraid, is not negotiable. And believe me, this really is...
The money vanishes.
Now, let me ask you this. What flavor of stew do you prefer? Do you like the upstairs on the second floor? Her name is Zara.
He gives you a mystery.
For Alexander the Innocent!
You're good with the Magisters caging anyone
Killed by sorcerers! A most vile incident. Damn right. I got a right to live, don't I?
He gives you the slightest nod.
What are you waiting for, champ?
He rolls his eyes at you, then gets back to work.
The path thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gains the title most divine? We wait, we wander and wonder, seeking sight of the gods.
A prim woman in a starched apron wipes a...
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
She looks at you. She looks at your hand. She looks back at you. Either the human is an imbecile, or that's not the correct response.
Blessings before imbibing in this establishment.
Her eyes soften.
I see your mother raised you very well indeed. Rare for an elf, but all the more impressive. You and my nails might even get along. What brings you to Driftwood, darling? They've been a trial, that's for certain. But the Magisters are here. Anyhow, what can I get you? Yes, that's my boy. Did you know him? Finest physician in all of Reaper's Coast. Top of his class. My, but it's been too long since I've seen him. A fine physician indeed. That's... Oh, but it's so good to meet a friend of Niall's. No one in our little town can appreciate work so fine as his, you know. All his instruments and books are stored away upstairs, all but forgotten. It's such a terrible... Well, I'd love to show you, but I'm afraid I can't leave, but... I suppose, well, there's... Here, take this key and head on up the stairs. You'll find Niall's room there.
May the seven usher us to paradise against all the odds.
I'm glad you don't have to witness the sudden elf.
Cooking nuts. Wait, there's something wrong with this. I've spotted something. This ring, it bears the Magister's seal, and there's blood on it.
You've got enough in front of you.
He acknowledges your presence.
What do you wait?
He rolls his eyes at you, then gets back to work. A prim woman in a starched apron wipes a glass with a clean rag. She pins you with blue, steel-sharp eyes as you approach the bar.
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
Menu simple. Eat or drink or both.
Nah.
She nods an uninterested...
Here for the fight? This is a tavern. People are drinking. Eventually there'll be a fight. You planning on starting one?
She doesn't lift her gaze from her drink. She doesn't lift her gaze from her drink. She nods an uninterested greeting.
Here for the fight? This is a tavern. People are drinking. Eventually there'll be a fight. You planning on starting one? Well, I look forward to beating the shite out of you.
She doesn't lift her gaze.
Pipe down, will you?
Back for more, are you, dear? Fresh out of stew on this side of the bar, but make yourself at home and flag down Loverick if you're hungry.
Yeah, you're good with the magisters paging anyone up that looks at a fight.
Damn right, my friends, what Alexander the Innocent is the great good killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the void. Taken too early, all hope destroyed. The past thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gains the title most divine? We wait, we wonder and wonder, nothing to us signs to gods. May the seven usher us to paradise against all the odds.
Damn right. I got a right to live, don't I? Throw him in the hole for all I care. It's the greater good.
I don't think you'd know even a smaller good if it bit you on the arse.
Menu simple. Eat or drink or roll.
Killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the void. Taken too early, all hope destroyed. The path thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gains the title most divine? We wait, we wonder and wonder, seeking signs from the gods. May the seven usher us to paradise against all odds.
you don't have to witness this sudden ale.
She doesn't lift her gaze from her drink. She nods an
Here for the fight? This is a tavern. People are drinking. Eventually there'll be a fight. You planning on... Well, I look forward to beating the shite out.
She doesn't lift her gaze. She doesn't lift her gaze from her drink.
You've got enough in front of you.
She nods an uninterested.
Here for the fight? This is a tavern. People are drinking. Eventually there'll be a fight. You planning on starting one? Buy me a drink and I'll think about it. Cheers.
She doesn't lift her gaze from her drink. She's not in.
You don't have to witness this.
She doesn't lift her gaze from. She nods an uninterested.
Here for the fight? This is a tavern. People are drinking. Eventually there'll be a fight. Well, I look forward to beating the...
Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating.
Not right now.
He gives you the slightest nod.
What are you waiting for?
He rolls his eyes at you.
Back for more, are you, dear? Fresh out of stew on this side of the bar, but make yourself at home and flag down Loverick if you're hungry.
Damn right. You got a right to live, don't I? Throw him in a hole for all I care. It's the greater good.
I don't really know even a smaller good if it bit you on the arse.
My friends, for Alexander the Innocent, killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the horde. Taken too early, all hope destroyed.
Get you something, friend.
Path thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gain the title?
Get you something, friend.
Not right now.
We wait, we wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods.
You got a right to live, don't I?
Menu simple. Eat or drink or both.
Nah.
Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating.
Not right now.
Menu simple. Eat or drink or both.
A most vile
Nuh-uh.
A valiant warrior against the horde.
Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating.
Not right now.
Thus ended the conclusion of a noble bloodline.
If they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to be scared of.
Who gains the title?
Another sorcerer on the loose. I knew they should have cut off the Meister's head and burned the rest.
Seeking signs from the gods.
Arguing with Mac is like giving medicine to the dead. He's as stubborn as a corpse and smells the part to boot. No wonder Papa Thrash gives him the stink.
I'm telling you, if they got nothing to hide, they got nothing.
Fine voice, that idyllic poetry.
Weep, my friends, for Alec, you have interrupted.
The bard clears his throat.
Well, never you mind. Wait. You might be just the stimulus I needed. I shall craft a rhyme for you and your race. All I ask in return is a handful of coins. It's an offer of a lifetime. Or something. Now move along, so you again still think you're too good for me? Or have magnificent. But if I am to write...
He stares at...
My first question. Are you hungry? Actually, that's not quite what I mean. But you eat flesh. When you look at me, what do you see? A dwarf? A bard? A meal?
He smiles, a crooked...
An elf craves those memories like an addict craves Drudene. A pity that you turn to the dead for emotional sustenance. Would you not rather form bonds with the living? I suspect you collect memories not from knowledge, but from fear. Your homeland fell to the ravages of war and death fog. You worry of more loss, more loneliness. Tell me, elf, are you afraid?
The bard hems and haws.
To all lovers of verse, a hunger gnaws at elves, a driving lust. They hunt and wander, seeking rotting flesh. First a taste, a morsel, then the meal. Yet, never sated, start their search afresh.
Menu simple. Eat, or drink, or both.
Her munificence Dallis the Hammer, Scourge of the Voidwoken, and Saviour of the... In her capacity, hereby layeth bounty upon the fell sorcerer may count upon the Hammer's most benign and just benevolent. Hail to the Hammer! The poster flutters lightly in the breeze.
No news here. Everyone wants a piece of me.
Let her cower on that ship of hers and be glad the water...
Slipped her noose in Fort Joy.
Looks like we're on the wanted list.
I feel so special.
What? We have to find the masters. As such, my first priority remains to find...
Oh, hey. Well, I think I should focus. And if we pick up...
Well now, how's my favorite Godwoken?
Ivan smirks.
I'll spare you the talk. When a new cub joins up with the lone wolves, we interrogate. I don't remember all the questions, but I remember enough to give you a lone wolf name if you want one. So tell me this, which of these scenes attracts you the most?
Ivan nods and raises his eyebrows, a slight...
And then, target in sight? What's your preferred execution method?
Ifan scrawled on the page in thick.
Not as pant-wettingly fearsome as Silverclaw, but not bad. Not bad at all. Let's track down my old pack. Can't hurt to know who wants us dead.
His eyes glitter as he stands tall to tell the story.
So, underneath the tavern in Driftwood, there's a place I feel right at home. A delightful all of a sudden, a tiger prowls in. I jump up, I flip the table and start scrambling for my crossbow. Nowhere to be found, and now everybody reacts. Screaming, scrambling. Turns out it was Drudene messing with me. Stronger stuff than I'm used to. Also turns out some people don't appreciate, well, it's guarded by a grouchy sea, but he's a real sweetheart once you get to know him. I love that password of his. Open minds and closed fists. I'm from the deserts of Mezd originally. They were spice merchants, killed by bandits as we were trading on the forest roads.
Ifan bites his...
They were my home until I was old enough to join. Mother Melody always said I'd have a hard life. She saw it as fact, since I was born under the waxing moon. Ah, a gentle one. Shy and intense. I've been striving my whole life to prove mine wrong. To, zero success. For sure, always carry a...
Ifan reaches into his tunic pocket and pulls out a strip of dried raw meat. He takes a tiny bite and offers the rest.
Now.
Ifan rummages around the roll-down top.
Aha.
He hands you the mushroom with great ceremony, bowing as he holds it aloft.
Oh, I wouldn't. But I'll tell you, it comes in handy if you're...
Ifan smiles and looks around before reaching...
The last weapon in the Lone Wolf arsenal.
He winks and tips his...
Nah.
Stew is good.
Not of shiny trinkets. They know the path.
If they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to be scared of.
Yet your boy history's foulest
You're good
chapters.
with the Magisters caging
They
anyone up
fear
that looks
the
at them.
final snuffing out of
Damn
them.
right. I got a right to live, don't I? Throw them in a hole for all I care. It's the greater good.
Glad you don't have a weapon.
I don't think they'll even a smaller good if it bit you on the arm.
Hold it. Papa no, you no go.
He grins.
Loha didn't tell me to let anyone of your description in, so why should I?
He cocks his head to one side and peers appraisingly into your...
You want an engraved invitation every... You want an engraved invitation every time? You know the way in. You want an engraved invitation every time? You know.
You've got enough in front of you, Dale. You've got enough in front of you, Dale.
Get you something, friend?
Nah.
Back for more, are you, dear? Fresh out of stew on this side of the bar, but make yourself at home and flag down Loverick if you're hungry.
I'm telling you, if they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to be scared of. Damn right. I got a right to live, don't I? Don't be my friend. And it's not the innocent. Killed by sorcerers. A most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the wolves. Take to family of all about destroying. The path thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gains the title most divine? We wait, wonder and wonder.
She doesn't lift her gate. Her munificence in her cap hereby may count. Hail to the... The poster flutters light.
No news here.
Let's head.
Slip turn.
Looks like we're on the one.
Well now, let's track down. Can't hurt to know who wants us dead.
His eyes...
So, all of us, I flip, and now turns out. Well, but he's a real sweetheart once I'm from the... They were... They were... Mother Melody always said, a gentle one. I've been striving my whole life. I'll spare... When a new... I don't remember all the questions, but I remember enough to give you a lone wolf name if you want one.
not.
And then, target in sight, run.
On the page in...
Not as pant-wettingly fearsome, for sure. Always...
Ifan reaches into his tunic pocket.
Now...
He hands you the mushroom with great ceremony. Bow.
Oh, but I'll tell you. The last...
He winks.
Speak. We have to find... As such, my first priority remains to...
What, this old gaggle of weirdos? Oh, she's all right. I don't know about home, but I do sort of miss the gang I travel with now and then. Crawler, Mad Cat. When you have people like that around you, you know, a family. Even rain feels like sunshine. Well, I think... and if we pick up...
it. Papa, no. You no.
He grins.
Loha didn't tell me to let any one of you.
He cocks his head to one side and...
You want an engraved invitation?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
It's a shame, it is.
An absolute shame.
Alexander, slaughtered like a supper.
It ain't right.
It ain't right. Never thought I'd say this. I hope they round up them sorcerers for good. I ain't need...
You said it, Hilka.
What do you want, tree stock? Do you indeed? My friend Thatcher here reckons she'd like to do the same, despite the fact that consorting with the enemy could see her posted to Fort Joy. I think she's crazy.
Thatcher looks interested indeed.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
Door's over there. Convention says you go up.
Pleased with herself.
Don't even think about it, Thatcher. I'll see you. Curiosity kills the cat.
And you can't
or
be
gets
too
it
careful,
sent to Fort
you know?
Joy.
If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're willing to risk Fort
All right
Joy for
about that.
one night with
Right
a
as
lizard?
rain, Hilka.
Then you're an idiot. What do you want, tree stock? Good. Keep it. Before you go, help us settle an argument. Thatcher here is one of my dearest friends.
Thatcher grins.
Our mate Boris got posted to Fort Joy for consorting with lizards. And Thatcher here still fancies a turn around the park with Loverick's lizard. I say she'd be sleeping with the enemy.
They look at you expectantly. Eden looks victorious.
See? I told...
Thatcher shrugs.
All right, move along there. You may be wiser.
She turns back.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
With a dip of her head, she indicates that you should talk to...
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
Who rings the bell? You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
The chest won't open.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
Weathered and rugged, the man sleeps soundly.
There's bad things in the caves.
His eyes flick wide open, but he's clearly asleep.
Blood and oil do mix.
Startled, he opens his eyes, but he's staring in.
The island is ruined and doesn't have a name.
His eyes flicker open, but he looks like he's... Startled, he opens his eyes, but he's staring in... His eyes flicker open, but he looks... He goes back...
Curiosity kills the cat.
The chest still won't open.
Speak the word, and I shall open. Speak the word, the magic word, and I shall open. No. 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 I am already closed. No. I did not understand. Is your buffalo still no? I am a chest. Yes, you could. Do not profane. Speak the. This seems an excellent.
The chest still won't open.
No, no, no. Still no. I do not. Is this yes, an ex.
The man sleeps on.
Goat's cheese. Mother, you...
Smiling faintly in his sleep, he wakes. He settles back to sleep. He snorts.
Mother, it's so...
Then goes back. The chest sits there, refusing to open.
What kind of idiot? You speak. For your safety, please.
The lock unlocks with the tiniest click. The man slumbers on. The man slumbers on. He stirs.
Mother, no one.
And goes back to sleep.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
And you can't be too careful, you know.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
She studiously...
What do you want, tree stalk? Huh. I want another beer and a... What do you want, tree stalk?
And the tide is on the turn.
Whatever. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying, I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander...
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
What the devil are you staring at?
You're right about that. Right as rain.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
My treasures, not my purse.
Then you're an idiot.
Yes, my lord.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know?
As you approach the silken-robed noble...
I know this man, and he's not at all what he seems.
Ifan bounds forward and embraces the man, all effusive greetings. As they part, talking animatedly, they chatter away for some time, using a guttural cant you struggle to understand. At once, the man hunkers down and seems to be... Ifan claps the man...
Well, now we know the way to the sawmill. And we know Roost thinks I'm bringing you there as part of that. Roost's camped out at the sawmill.
So, Roost is at a sawmill. Let's pay him a visit.
She smiles.
Must be an awful... Speak. You have an ever so curious... I've picked up the scent I searched for. The cat, when it's about to pounce, isn't happy. It simply is.
Quite so, my lord. Quite so.
Here now, when one's in a small town, have you a reason for barging into my room, sir?
And I'm saying idiot. You can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka.
Curiosity
you
kills
got
the
that
cat,
right.
or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a
You're
mile
willing
away.
to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard.
And you can't be too careful,
Then
you
you're
know.
an idiot.
If I can get Alexander...
Which is what killed the cat. Still, no harm done, I suppose. I may as well introduce myself. Of course they are. I'm a wealthy man the merchant's burden, you see. He must escort his merchandise. Music to my ears. If there's anything else you need, know you're always welcome. Travels, you say? And why would you assume I'm a traveling man?
He laughed.
Of all things, I wouldn't have thought my boots would give me away, but I am traveling, yes, to Arx. Lucian's Day will be upon us soon, a celebration no man with a heart that is both as pious. I go because it is every citizen's duty, our communal obligation to chant. That said, I do have more secular motivations. As a merchant, it is quite my fate.
The trickster formerly known as Callow stands in Baron Levere's robes, twirling his fake moustache with what can only be described as...
Ah, you know how it is. Pretend you own the place and a surprisingly large number of people just go along with it. But I won't lie, the beard does go down well with the ladies.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilga. You got that right.
And I'm saying, you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful.
Curiosity kills the
If I can
cat,
get Alexander.
or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
You're right about that. Right as
You're
rain,
willing to
Hilga.
risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
Better watch yourself, lad. Doesn't this room strike you as eerie? But, of course, I should...
I am Baron Levere. I am Baron Levere, not he. Not he. I am Baron Levere. No, an impostor is he. Bejeweled is he with a false name. Murderer, thief, impostor. A rival's revenge. Another merchant's madness. But it matters no longer what drove them to daggers. You who hears the laments of the dead, avenge me. Kill, please. Impostor wolf, please. This room is temperate enough, is it not?
Quite so, my lord. Quite so. The atmosphere in here is, spooky.
Well now, how's my favorite god woken? An old lone wolf colleague of mine in disguise, Callow. Poor fellow'd have an attack of the bloody flux if he knew what was really going on. Don't worry. I'm not going to hand you in. I think we should know who hunts. Just play it cool. We go.
From the glint in his eye and the wicked smile.
All right. It has the potential to get messy. Very messy indeed.
If Anne smiled.
Good find.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm sorry. You can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If I can get Alexander...
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets a sense of Fort George. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets its sense of Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
What on earth is that noise?
That would be my stomach, my lord. Perhaps I could go downstairs for a bit of stew?
Careful now. That's a trap.
Absolutely not. The coffers, man. The coffers, they're to be guarded day and night.
Careful now. That's a trap.
Of course, my lord.
Look out. I see a trap nearby.
Imposter, wolf, ripper, please! Ah, looking for another trade?
Better watch yourself, lass.
One night with a lizard.
What the devil are you staring at?
Your beard, my lord. Go on, sun's...
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets its sense of Fort Joy.
Can he be held?
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
Curiosity kills the cat.
And you can't be too careful,
Or gets its
you
sense
know?
of...
Gonna be hit.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard. Then you're an
What the devil are you staring at?
Your beard, my lord. It seems less lush somehow.
It's as lush as it's always been. Now train your eyes on my treasures, not my
kills the
person.
cat. Or gets its sense of Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard. Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
Why do you shiver so? This room is temperate enough, is it not?
Quite so, my lord. Quite so. But the atmosphere in here is, spooky.
Get yourself together, man. Check the cupboards for ogres.
That's quite all right, my lord.
this again.
The impostor is dead. My name... You who succors the souls of the dead, I thank. I am Baron Levere. In the hall.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
Who rings the bell?
The town is poor, but this room is rich.
A weathered woman in a dirty sea captain's...
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. And I, without my...
Curiosity killed the cat.
A weathered woman in...
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. And I, without my compass... The ship is in the locker. On the bottom in the rocky shallows. And all are drowned but me. And yet... Can you hear? The bell rings on. The bell haunts me yet, and it would drive... I'm haunted by my crew. They ring the bell to drive me mad.
She buries her...
Make it...
Can't you hear the bells are ringing? Rocks ahead, Captain. Do you hear me?
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
Take the wheel, Captain. Take the wheel. Hard a port. Can't you hear the bells are ringing?
Curiosity killed the cat. I guess it's sent to Fort Joy.
The bell still rings. Do you hear
A
it?
ghostly seaman stares at the captain, his lip curled in a malevolent grin, his eyes wide with hate, and...
Spoke to the lady captain, didn't you? I seen you cozying up. Are you hers, you bag of bones? Or sail you with us?
All right about that. Right as rain, Hilga.
Then you won't sail with her. She ran the ship upon the rocks, although I rang the bell. That light, you ran the ship upon the rocks, Captain, and all the crew were drowned. I'm doing my duty here, I am. I'm the lookout, and I'm ringing the bell. Rocks ahead, Captain. There's no lighthouse here. But I'm on duty here. There are rocks ahead.
He blinks once, twice. A single salty tear drip. He raises a finger to his temple in salute.
My ears are ringing, but the infernal bell is gone.
She babbles breathlessly on.
My ears are still a ringing. And I have you to thank for it? Then that accursed bell lies with the Peacemaker, on the bottom in the rocky shallows. My compass lies there too. The compass surely lies on the bottom, near where the ship was wrecked. Take it with my blessing. Let me mark your chart. But you be warned. Stay off the wreck itself. Let her lie as a monument to her dead crew. And as
She goes white.
You've got no call to go looking for no cargo. Far as anyone's concerned, we sailed with an empty hold. Heed me. Leave.
She turns away.
I've got to say, I think we're onto something interesting.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
She stares off into the distance.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm telling you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
Curiosity kills the cat, or
And you
gets
can't be
it
too
sent to
careful,
Fort
you know?
Joy.
If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're willing to
All right
risk
about
Fort
that.
Joy for
Right as
one night
rain,
with a
Hilka.
lizard? Then you're an idiot. Curiosity
You
kills
see
the
yourself
cat,
in the mirror.
or gets it
It's
sent
quite
to
a
Fort
sight.
Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
Curiosity kills the cat,
You're right
or
about
gets
that.
it sent to
Right
Fort
as
Joy.
rain, Hilka.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy
What's
for
up,
one
Chief?
night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You got that right, Hilga.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
I can see a sorcerer.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
Careful, you know. If they can get Alexander.
Then you're an idiot.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilga.
Curiosity kills the cat. Then you're an idiot.
A lizard, tall and beautiful, turns towards you. She fixes you with a sultry look, and when she speaks, it's like listening to
I'm so glad you've come. Are you here to water my flowers? I've been so lonely since my man went away to fight the coming war. I need someone to take care of me. You're so masculine, darling. Won't you take care of me?
She gives you a cool...
Not in the mood for games? Me neither. So what shall we do? Would you like me to dance for you? Or would... All right, dance.
She closes her eyes. She's motionless as she finds the rhythm of the song that only she can hear. You realize you hear the music too. It floods your body with light, at once boiling hot and freezing cold, moving to the rhythm of your heart's. In your ecstasy, you feel the edge of the bed against your leg, and you realize that you're naked. And so is she. She searches your face for the lie, doesn't find it. The compliment she takes you into her arms. A lizard, tall and beautiful, turns towards you.
I'm so glad you've come. Are you here to... What am I? I've been so lonely since my man went away to fight the coming war. Come on over here.
She bats her...
What I'm thinking.
She's
not in the mood for games. Me neither. So what shall we do? All right,
She closes as she finds the... You realize you hear the music too. It floods, moving to the in your ecstasy, and you realize that you're naked. And so is she. She searches your face for the lie. She takes you into her arms. A lizard, tall...
I'm so glad you've come. Are you here to... I've been so lonely. Come on over here.
She bats.
What I'm thinking.
Holding your gaze.
Oops. Take me.
She takes you by one manicured hand. With the other, she...
Oh my.
Her world in pleasure.
Good morning, lovebirds. Holy hells, an undead. Again, Zara? Really?
You know me, Gil. Leave him alone, Gil. This one's mine.
Listen, Burnbag. We're killing you, and we're taking all your stuff. That's the deal.
A lizard.
I'm so glad you've come. I've been so... Come on over here.
She bats.
What I'm thinking.
Holding your gaze.
Oops. Take me.
She takes you by one manicured hand, with...
Oh, my.
Her world in...
Good morning, lovebirds. Holy hells and undead. Again, Zara. Really?
You know me, Gil. Leave him alone, Gil.
Listen, Bonebag. We're killing you and we're taking all your stuff. That's the deal.
I'm ready.
She takes you by one...
Oh, my.
Her world in bliss.
Good morning, lovebirds.
You know me, Gil. Oh, my darling. You're so very good at what you do. I hope you're not sore about what just happened.
She returns the smile.
It was worth it, wasn't it? Now, baby, you should leave.
She thinks.
Do I want to go again?
She looks you up and down.
Goodbye.
She turns to you. Give. She turns to you, gives you a sad.
I'm sorry. I'm...
She turns to you. Give.